Hi there, Tropical Bob here with another way to save money on your tobacco habit. Back in the early 70s, a big tobacco company called Brown and Williamson took a look at the roll your own market and introduced a product called Laredo, which was an individual rolling machine, a little plastic device that you inserted tubes and filters into, sprinkle some tobacco, and push a sliding lever, and out came a finished cigarette. Smokers could make a pack every night before they went to work the next day, but it was kind of time consuming and was strictly a fad. Kind of easier than the lick roll your own you saw in the Western movies, but definitely time consuming, which made the price of commercial packs at that time seem not so excessive. Well, a company called V2 in Sweden took a look at the snus market and has introduced a product called Make Your Own Snus. Comes in a tub. Inside the tub, you have 480 portions of snus. It's not available yet as a loose product, but the portions, plentiful portions, are dry and unflavored. So the make your own part of Make Your Own Snus consists of choosing a flavoring you like and dampening the snus to a consistency you enjoy. I like rather dry snus and I like very intense flavors, so this product had appeal to me when it first came out. I will tell you though that when you first take the lid off and pop this thing open, it stinks. It smells like a fishing dock 2 weeks after a load was dumped there and just left in the sun. I can't place the odor. It's very much like dead fish or an unwashed human, so I just left this thing open for about a week and a half, and then I threw some baking soda boxes in here with the lids open to try to absorb the stink. And now we're about 3 weeks into this, and I can at least open the lid in the living room and not drive the dog and my wife out of the room. My wife banished this from her kitchen as soon as I opened it up. Now the appeal of this obviously is to make a flavor that you like. And what you can do is choose any kind of commercial flavor. This one happens to be rum. You can get anything designed for cakes or cookies and sprinkle a couple of drops on each individual snus portion. Leave it for 3 days in your refrigerator, and you've got a pretty good snus. I also use Bickford liquids that are also used with e-liquid for my electronic cigarette. This is Kahlua, a really intense coffee-like flavor that I thoroughly enjoy. This is key lime, which can be mixed with other things like coconut and pineapple to create tropical cocktail mixes of vapor or snus. I'm not saying I like key lime snus, however, a little too sweet. I want some of the tobacco to come through underneath, but say like a coffee flavor on top of it. To that end, the rum was just excellent. But I've been experimenting with other things as well. For instance, my dog got a hold of this, but what we have here is a sublingual complex of B vitamins in liquid form. Pretty tasty stuff. Saturate a snus with 15 drops of this, pop it in your mouth, and you've just got your daily requirement met. Really nice. You can think of other ways to flavor these individual snus portions. Once you've paid the $25 for the entire bucket, you've come up with a cost of about 6 cents a piece, between 5 and 6 cents. Compare that to the 14, 15, 16 cents that commercial snus cost for the tins of 24. This has an aroma and a flavor very much like etan, which in America they like to call etan, but in Sweden they actually call etan. Well, the etan stinks, just like this stinks, because it's just pure tobacco, pure fermented tobacco. Not a pleasant smell at all, so you want to leave these things open for a little while. The strength is 8 milligrams per portion, and that is excellent. That's a little above what would be a dead middle, somewhere between 6 and 8 milligrams per portion. So in terms of the nicotine strength of this product, I consider it spot on, especially for myself. There are snus available now with as much as 17 milligrams, and that's just knock you out. It's like getting in a heavyweight ring with a champion or something. Very few people will be used to that or will want it after a few tries because it does make you kind of dizzy, nauseated, tendency to upset the stomach. This does none of that. 6 to 8 milligrams per portion is just about perfect in my book. When you make them, they supply you with a little tin, says snus on the top. So you get the little tin, douse, drip, saturate, whatever your pleasure. The individual snus portions, leave them for 3 days in the refrigerator to kind of set the flavor and also the moisture. And then just put them between your cheek and your gum. Leave them there for 45 minutes to an hour, just as you would any other snus. This is a very good product, by the way. Could I use it exclusively? I don't know. I'm really fond of a number of snus, like the Discreet line and the General Mini Mint. These are very tasty, good snus. Will I replace products like Ethan? Yes, I will. Lucky Strike, no longer available in the United States. This is a pretty good replacement because this is just pure tobacco before you add the flavoring. Talk about savings. A supply of 480 snus. I have no idea how many months that will last me, but if I don't order any more, it will last me a very long time.